What's up, Internet? In 2022, Troy to the Max Extreme here.
Dinosaur Neil!
And Ghost Hunter Dave.
And together, we start the year off strong as Imperius Rex.
My God, with some turtle power.
That's right!
So, full disclosure.
Yeah.
Last year, the old Imperius spinning wheel made some promises.
Oh boy, did it. A lot of ones that are asking.
Yeah, that's right.
Sewer surfing.
Would anthropomorphic turtle people cheer you up?
They may.
Should we do it turtles?
I feel like it's been asked of us to do before.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about it.
Yep.
So we can make this happen.
I'm ready for that. We're going to see if we can follow through on one or two of them before the end of 2022.
That wheel...
We're going to pad the beginning.
Full of wrenches. Yeah. Threw a wrench into a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Sure did. Good Lord. But we love it. Do you want me to get it? I want to give it a spin right now.
You got another hot pepper for some fucking reason.
But today we are going over Turtles. We're going Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Many iterations of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe how we...
The franchise that just won't let go.
No. It just won't quit.
For better or for worse.
That's right. Not all of it's bad.
No. I would say a resounding amount of it is quite good and enjoyable. Stands the test of time. Turtles in time. Sewer surfing.
Wow, a lot of good connective tissue going on in that one.
I know how my brain works.
Yeah, cowabunga. So, let's get into it after these messages.
So, gentlemen, in preparation for our turtle dissertation,
yes,
I compiled some notes to help us along because we did, when the spinning wheel said go, we went.
We did. I did jump right at it.
We read it. We did the homework.
Yeah.
We just didn't make an episode about it.
So it just slipped through the cracks.
It did, like right through that sewer vent. That sewer grate.
Yeah, that's right.
Where you can maybe put a pizza into and a turtle.
That's right. So we were prepared for this. And then a lot of time passed, we became less prepared.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna wing it. We did some we kind of re-prepared, also possibly de-prepared.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think we can squeeze this one out.
That's right. Yeah.
Start off the year strong.
Because if we get better from here.
That's right.
And because if we don't make the wheel happy, it'll kill us.
So 1983 was the year of inception of the Turtles, not the Inception film of 2010. It's predated us all.
That's right.
Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, the two Turtle fathers, and founders of Mirage Studios.
Yeah.
So do you know a little bit about this backstory? These two bros just hanging out, making comics. They open up a studio in their own house, basically. And they used the money from a tax refund and a loan from Eastman's uncle to get the first issue printed and advertised in the Comic Buyer's Guide. And wouldn't you know, all 3,000 initial copies sold out in weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. It is an overnight success story.
Right.
That you never hear about. And really, nothing horrible ever happened with it. It wasn't like, they were on top of the world and then disaster struck. I mean, they had some highs and lows, but overall, everyone made out pretty well with the Turtles franchise.
Right.
And it's just kind of cool to see two unknowns just hit it big on their very first time out of the game.
Right. I think at that point, it was the best-selling independent comic of all time for a long time.
Yeah. Yep. And it went on to toys, cartoons, movies. The movie being the highest-grossing independent film of all time at that time. Wow! Which is just insane.
Right.
And the whole thing just started with these two guys that were just friends, just sketching up dumb things.
Right.
One of them created... They were like trying to make each other laugh, and one of them drew like a Ninja Turtle.
Right.
Can you imagine? And they're like, yeah, that's kind of a funny concept. And they just built one issue around it, not really expecting much. Because they kill Shredder at the end of the first issue. So like, I guess that was about all they had in the tank. And it just blew up.
It's really quite an amazing success story of like, hey, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life type thing. And they did what they loved. It went off like gangbusters because it was like completely bizarre. in the best way.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like your regular superhero story. It played off Daredevil a little bit. Like, hey, you know this, like, wink, wink, nod, nod, it's from Daredevil or whatever.
Right.
That's
Instead of the hand, it's the foot.
Yeah.
The Foot Clan.
And they get the powers from the ooze, which is like what hits Daredevil in the eyes or whatever.
Yeah. They are essentially in the same universe.
Essentially. Yeah. Until they're not. But, like, just that, like, hey, let's make this fun, goofy idea of, like, what makes us laugh, see if it catches on.
My uncle's got some money!
And then it did.
Got that tax refund in the hole in my pocket.
Yeah.
Want to print 3,000 issues of this comic?
It's quite awesome. And then, like, the clamor for it, it's like, oh shit, they want more of this.
Uh-oh.
And it took them, like, a while to get issue 2 out. When that sold out.
And it's funny how, like, decompressed the next issues get compared to that first one.
Yes.
Where it's, like, one and done. It's essentially the first Turtles movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of start threading the story of, like, then the Krang show up and Baxter Stockman and the Mousers. All the Turtles lore and mythology just come from, like, that first run of, like, 10 or 12 issues of the book.
So I have never read that. What I got into Turtles with was the cartoon, the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to stop you there real quick. I'm going to ask, would you call this property or movie a formative flicks?
We did watch it a lot.
We did, but I don't know if I was, like, as much of a Turtles person.
Okay, I'm going to hold back the banner. I'm not
Okay.
going to put up the whole logo.
Just
We'll save it.
just to make sure.
We'll save it for another one. I'm just
Yeah.
making sure, doing a little pre-producing.
Yeah, I liked it, but I don't know if it was, like, a seminal thing in my childhood.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like I had the toys. The toys were, like, my window into Turtles. And then probably the cartoons that followed. And then, like, the second Turtles movie was the big one for me.
Oh, yeah?
Love that
Still
Rajar
awesome.
Tokar. Yeah. Yeah, but, I think we're all about the same age. We grew up during Turtle Mania. I would say Turtles was probably, like, the biggest dumb franchise around that point. Because I think I was just too young for He-Man and Transformers.
Yeah.
Those were not my bag.
Right.
Loved the Swamp Thing and the Toxic Crusaders cartoon, but those only lasted for like 6 episodes, and that was done.
I had no friends, no girls that hugged me till I got radioactive ugly. Toxic Crusaders.
But Turtles was like that one that just kept on going. To the point where I aged out of it. And then as an adult, like, I came full circle and, like, got into Turtles again.
Yeah. I want to say I'm even just a couple years too young to, like, appreciate the Turtles, because I think it was about the time Turtles was waning was when Power Rangers started. Maybe I'm getting my dates confused, but that's where it took off for me, was Power Rangers right there.
Okay.
That was the action series I wanted to see on TV. That, X-Men, Spider-Man, all the Fox cartoons at that point.
Yeah.
And what's funny is you know, we watched that first Turtles movie, that second one a bunch. The cartoon obviously had some toys, and then it wasn't until, like, I don't know, 5 years ago where it was like, hey, it's a comic book, like 10 years before that stuff came out. I was like, bullshit. I'm like, oh, it is actually. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is funny. I guess a lot of people that know Turtles don't know that it was, like, this gritty underground comic book.
Yeah.
Because when you think of, like, the bombastic, colorful, kid-centric Turtles, you don't picture them, like, demanding Shredder commit Harry Carey to himself at the end of their battle.
Yeah.
It was kind of extreme, I guess, for
Right.
what it was.
Right. Because I remember, like, even friends of mine saying, like, you don't know the real Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. but, like, what he was trying to say is, like, the original comics were way darker than what even the cartoon was. But I still I didn't fucking care at that time.
Your turtles don't have tails. My turtles do, and they look like dicks. In the shadows, it could be a turtle dick. You never know.
What I'm trying to say is I like dick.
Let's just concentrate on that first pivotal issue.
Okay.
The thing that launched it all. Gives you everything you need to know about the Turtles in like 30 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, like, Shredder, you think of him as the big bad for the Ninja Turtles. He's killed off in the first issue.
He's like a Weasley businessman through a lot of it.
Yeah.
He's running like a protection agency, and one of the turtles throws a sigh in there in front of Shredder's customers, and they're like, can't even protect your own business. Get out of here. We're taking our money elsewhere. And then Shredder's like, loses his tie, like, I'm getting my revenge. As soon as I file these spreadsheets.
My bottom line! I don't know, that first live action picture for Ninja Turtles, like, that first issue is essentially that whole movie. And it's like, almost beat for beat. Like, the movie will, like, add in a little character. Like, the movie gets, like, the characters right, whereas, like, the comic book, they're kind of all the same turtle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, none of them, like, Donnie doesn't do machines. Like, like, they're not cool dudes. They're not, like, pizza eating, like,
not yet.
fun,
get there.
loving guys.
Yeah. Next couple issues, they flesh them out a little.
Yeah.
They bring in April, Casey, and, maybe that's it. I love in the movie, we rewatched this not too long ago.
Yeah.
Where, I love at the end where they defeat Shredder. He falls into the garbage truck. And then Casey Jones just casually does a murder.
Yeah! Oops!
Oops! Oops! Just crush this man into a cube. We go through their backstory. Splinter teaches them all the kung fu that he learns himself as just a normal rat.
Yes.
Which I love. That might be about all I have.
There is not a ton of substance in that first issue. Like, it's really like, here's the turtles, they were trained by this rat, they upset this guy's business, then they go kill this guy. Like, that's it.
They really take it to the Shredder.
Yeah, they fuck up his business and then kill him. And somehow they're the heroes.
Yeah. What's funny is in this one and in subsequent issues, like, it's hard to say, like, man, these guys are assholes. They're teenagers. I get it. But, like, was it the second issue when they're running from the police? And, like, they just
second
don't...
or third or
yeah, they
something
just
like that.
don't give a fuck. Like, they are running people over in the streets and stuff in this big news van, just, like, crushing things left and right. Like, you're like, I don't know if I get on board with these turtles all the time.
That issue was fun because almost the whole issue was just
That
a
chase,
chase.
yeah.
It's fun, I think.
Yeah, it's a big stretch from summing up their entire history and defeating their main villain over the course of one issue.
And to like just a bottle film in a van.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Turtles were just knocking it out of the park for years. And then eventually, I guess, the turtle power dwindled a bit, and kids grew up. They weren't into that anymore. They were into the Power Rangers.
Right.
You know, they can really hit people.
Right.
Yeah.
They can send those sparks flying.
That's right.
And the shine wore off a little bit. So it was around 2000 that they had, Eastman and Laird had a little bit of a falling out. Eastman sold his rights to the property to Laird. And then not too long after that, 2009, Laird sold the franchise to Nickelodeon because he said he was tired of it. He's just like turtled out.
Yeah.
Been living under this shell for so long. Like, I need a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It had gone through a couple different cartoon iterations. Before that, there's some amazing video games.
Oh, yeah. All, like, the Super Nintendo stuff through the 90s, like, those beat-em-ups, just prime examples of great content. Yeah.
And then around 2012, Nickelodeon brought it back and rebooted it for, like, a computer-generated cartoon show.
Yeah.
Which I will say I think is the definitive version of the Turtles.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
It's amazing. They have some of the coolest episodes that are just, like, straight to be in line with other things and other properties. Like, a whole episode, I guess they got the rights for this one, but, like, a whole episode where they're with Usagi
Yojimbo.
Yojimbo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's so cool.
3-part episode.
Yeah.
It's essentially an hour-and-a-half samurai movie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's so
There's,
good.
like a sweet Mad Max episode.
Yeah, there's a 3-part Mad Max Fury Road episode, which is their finale to the entire series, where they just shoot in the future, and it's a wasteland, and Raph is like Mad Max.
Yeah, sweet. It's awesome.
There's so many like Easter eggs and callbacks, not only to the original comic, which it's very heavily inspired by, but also like anything else that the Turtles property has been. Like, there's toys, there's previous cartoons, there's movie call-outs. It's obviously made by kids that grew up watching it and then became adults and, like, lived through that entire Turtle experience.
Yeah.
And now they're like, let's just make the best version of Turtles we can
Yeah.
using everything there is.
Yeah.
There's so many homages to classic, like, 80s horror and sci-fi films throughout it. Evil Dead, The Thing, Mad Max. Event Horizon, Watchmen, Predator, Aliens, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw, Reanimator. Just the list goes on and on.
It's like if we got lucky and then we were the showrunners for
Yeah.
this kind of thing. Like, it would have been exactly that same thing.
Every episode is Blade.
Yeah.
What do the Turtles do today? I think they're gonna go to the Blood Rave again. But it's phenomenal. Like, it came out when my oldest was like, I don't know. I guess it was when he was born. It was 2012. But so like I forced it on him. He says like, hey, let's watch Turtles. I like Turtles. You're gonna like Turtles.
Yeah.
Turns out we both like Turtles.
Great.
It was a lot of fun. Like we watched it. That was his Turtles, but at the same time, it was like it feels like it's kind of my Turtles too.
I missed out on that show, and I always heard that it was great. It was like the best distillation of everything Turtles. Never saw it. I not saying I'll never get to it or anything, but I might never get to it. I'm ashamed I missed it. I'll take that to my grave.
It's all right. So then, right around that time, there was a new Turtles comic book, courtesy of IDW. They got the rights, and they started reprinting the original Mirage series. They put them out in some nice collections like this, and they also relaunched a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 1 and went forward and had it in the current time. Kind of rebooted it a bit. It was still same old Turtles, but with a modern twist. Ultimate Turtles, if you will. And it's, for the most part, it's got like really great reception. I read the first 2 hardcovers, and I enjoyed it. My one complaint was, in these hardcovers, they collect them in the best possible way by putting all of the spin-offs and miniseries and one-shots in chronologically, but boy does that kind of kill the flow of the main story. So I just never feel like I'm making any progress with it when I read it. But I've had so many people say it's amazing. It's like the best Turtles. They do a different take on it right off the bat, though, where the Turtles and Splinter themselves are actually a reincarnated family who was killed in feudal Japan by the Shredder.
They're all Scorpion.
That's right. And I thought that was kind of an interesting take. Like, they still go through the turtle mutagen thing, but they have, like, the souls or the memories of this family that was murdered unjustly.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a take.
Reading them kind of like side by side in pacing, I think they're relatively same. They're like throwing everything at you, really like, hey, all the things you love about Turtles, this, here.
Yeah.
Let's get them all in here right now, right quick. But I just couldn't get into the IDW relaunch of it. And I don't know what it was. It never struck me as fun as the initial run. And I was even shocked when I read the initial run, was like how fast they just threw stuff in. Like, I'm like, oh my god, they get to like Krang, like an extra dimensional brain monster in the like 3rd issue. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Just
Holy
a bunch
cow.
of just Krang bodies sitting at a table as the Krangs themselves are like sipping on soda.
And I guess when I got to the IDW one, because so much of Turtles has happened by the time they made it, they were gonna let's say take the Ultimate Spider-Man approach to it.
Yeah.
Decompress it a little bit, like make it more of like a drama. And I guess maybe I went in with those kind of expectations, and that's not what I got. And maybe I wasn't a huge fan of like the reincarnation thing. I just like the simple, goofy, you follow news, you become a Ninja Turtle. Like, I that's simple enough for me that it hasn't failed yet, so why change it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it.
Well, that's all right. I like the new take, and ultimately, from what I read, it really didn't mean anything.
No,
it didn't
it
have
doesn't.
anything. So, like, you could also completely ignore it, and they're just like, well, they're still in news, and they're still Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that Kevin Eastman came back to co-plot this.
Yeah.
So this was like his first time back to the property.
Yeah.
After years of like buying heavy metal and being the editor-in-chief of that and doing all this other stuff as side projects, he did kind of come back full circle to the Turtles.
Yeah.
And I think him and Laird have kind of buried the hatchet. I think they're pretty cool with each other now, too.
Aren't they, or recently have done a book together?
I think they did. I think it was that last Ronin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about.
So
Yeah.
that's cool. I guess we probably should have known that coming in. Yeah, there is a fairly new Turtles book out.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have just reviewed that. It's been a bit more timely. But I've heard that one was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fun in a sad kind of way.
And I think right now the IDW series has surpassed the original series number-wise, where they're like way over 100. The original Mirage series only went for like 73 issues, and as of issue 100, I think Sophie Campbell is now like the main writer on it. So she's been handling it for a couple of years now, I think.
Okay.
Hey,
Trash compactor.
cat.
You've been replaced.
All right.
So
Look at how easy that was.
Yep. Dinosaur cat.
Got a lot to say? Say something funny like I would say.
Here we go. I thought that was emptier than it was. I guess
God
not.
damn it. So is that about to do it? I mean, it doesn't. But is that about if we reached the episode?
I think it's a good introduction to Turtles, at least. I mean, there's a lot more out there that we could possibly cover in the future, but yeah.
Every once in a while, I kind of want to go back to it. Like, because I read 2 of these big-ass hardcovers, and I've got like 13 of them on my shelf just staring me down.
What's your favorite turtle thing?
Oh, man. Well, I think, as I said, that Nickelodeon series is my favorite turtle thing.
Yeah.
Love the video games, though.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the video games are pretty fun. Turtles in Time is hard to top. Yeah.
It's impossible to top is the answer.
But I would say that first live-action movie is also really strong. Like,
It is.
That's a fun watch.
It's amazing because, like, everyone was against that. Like, once they pitched it, they're like, all right, do it. And then when they started seeing, like, stuff come back and dailies and seeing, like, how dark it was and how problematic the costumes and all that were, they were, like, trying to shut that thing down so hard.
Yeah.
They had no faith in it, and then it just blew up.
Yeah.
And I think for being at live action and, like, freaking animatronic, and having it be, like, animatronics,
Yeah.
it looks great.
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, even watching it now, I'm completely immersed and it never breaks for me.
Do you have any, like, favorite supporting character from Turtles? Because they have just a laundry list
Thousands
of them.
of them. Yeah. I do like a Krang. Krang is fun because he's like
Krang's
insane.
Yeah.
Just a brain monster living in a robot.
I always loved Leatherhead. The character
I don't-
Leatherhead.
not-
The alligator
he's
man.
The alligator one, yeah.
Yeah.
And Mondo Gecko was a favorite. Ace Duck. Oh, man. They're all good.
They're all pretty great.
Turtle
Turtles.
Power.
Yeah. Cowabunga.
Oh,
Pizza
boy.
time. Wow! Wow!
All right. Did we do it?
I think we did it. We done did it.
All right. Well, that horrifying spinning wheel can rest a little easy because we're chipping away at the empty promises we made
We've given it
last
a
year.
soul.
Yep.
So, viewers out there, what is your favorite iteration of the Turtles? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah. Any recommendations on the new IDW series? Like, when does it really get good? Like, we're reading it, but like we're not on board. Just tell us like what won you over on it.
Yeah. What can we skip to? But the fun doesn't stop in the comments down there, because if you'd like to, you can become a patron of ours on patreon.com. And with that, get access to our Discord where the fun never stops.
Guys, I don't know if I can drive home the point of how great this Discord is. The community, the world building that's taking place on that Discord,
right.
it's magical.
Yeah. It's got any emoji that you would ever want to use on it.
That's right.
Neil will make it right there on the spot.
I will.
You will.
You throw it out there.
You would not believe how many times that dying Uncle Ben emoji comes into play throughout my day.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we're on there throughout the day, and there's some wonderful people that are friends of the show that have donated as patrons, and then we got this little thing going. It's a lot of fun.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for starting 2022 off real strong.
Yeah.
Cheers to all of us here. Turtle Power.
Turtle Power.
We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, I've been Toward the Max Extreme.
Dinosaur Neil.
Ghost Hunter Dave.
And we've been Imperious Rex. See you next time. Bye-bye.